What do you do when you come across a development project that is a single family detached or a half a duplex that is being advertised? You're falling in love with it and you want to make an offer on it. What do you do to protect yourself, and what are the steps? Well, hi, my name is Axel Ziba. I'm a real estate broker, and this subject, it came across my desk by one of my team members, and I thought if she had questions writing the contract, I'm sure you do too. So in this video, let's jump in and discuss about how and what to do to protect yourself by using certain clauses and terms to make sure the contract is shining toward you. First things first, you got to jump into new home registry in BC and take a look at whether the property has proper terms. And if there is a beautiful message that it says registered with home warranty insurance, then you can jump for joy because that's the best message you can get, meaning that the property has a proper paperwork filed in to get the warranty insurance. In addition, it could be a message such as owner builder, and that it has its own headaches, which you have to obtain certain certificates prior to proceeding with the offer, or at least make an offer subject to receiving that certificate, which is very important because without having that certificate, you cannot complete the sale. But going back to the good news, if it has the registered with the home warranty insurance, then you also can click on the link provided. You can check the builder's status, whether their status is in good standing and active or their status is expired. If it's expired, you need to be concerned a bit to understand when it was expired and whether it has affected the insurance that's already in place. The second thing you gotta do is to pull the title and make sure you look at the title and review the title and making sure there is no builder's lien in there. Although, since there is no occupancy permit yet, someone somewhere as an entity working for the general contractor or the developer who's trying to build that project now, and if they haven't got paid, they could put a lien, or they call it builder's lien, on the title at any time, and that is 45. So they have 45 days to put that lien on the title upon receiving the occupancy permit. So what do you do as a buyer to make sure that that doesn't happen? You put the builder's lien clause in a contract, and that indicates that practically there should be a holdback of 10% of the improvement price, and practically there will be a 10% of that amount hold back up until 45 days after receiving the certificate of completion. Speaking of certificate of completion, you need to have the occupancy permit in hand prior to make sure that the sale can get completed. Without that, you cannot move into that property and you cannot complete the sale. So making sure your offer needs to be included into the occupancy permit clause, and making sure you put down that is unconditional municipal occupancy permit certificate. This clause is licensed builder and warranty insurance coverage. You need to put that in a contract because it will protect you not only for having a builder that is warranting that they have a license, but also protects you for the homeowner's warranty insurance that is obligated to be there. The other subject that you can put in there to protect yourself is the walkthrough inspection efficiency. And it's a list that you need to create. It's a fun day. So you're going to get into the property with your inspector, which is recommended, or your representative. Have a blue scotch tape in your hand and walk around the home and stick the blue sticker right on the things that needs to be repaired, such as scratches that you see, a missing door handle, or many other cosmetic that you feel is not correct. Now, of course, the inspector also will go through the fundamental of the home, such as electrical, plumbing, foundation cracks, exterior recommendation that it has been missed, the roof, and many other aspects of a home, and creates its own list, and combine these two together, create a sufficient efficiency list to be handed to the developer. How does that work? With developers, practically they have a certain amount of days prior to completion to go through this list and get that completed. In that clause, there is a holdback amount that is agreed upon. And if the developer does not repair and remedy that list of efficiency for you by the completion, and the date that was given to them in addition to the completion, then that amount that is held back, it will be released back to your account. There are other things, of course, depending on the shape of the property and the type of property you can add to the contract to protect yourself. For example, when there is a project going on and there's a construction, there are debris and junks that could be left behind by the developer. So you can definitely put that in a contract that the developer or the builder is responsible for the professional cleaning of the property and removing all the junks behind. So make sure you put that in a contract to receiving a clean, spanking, brand new home. The other subjects, it could be relevant to the property type. If the property is on, let's say, septic tank, then you need to have relevant clause. If it has well, then you have to have relevant inspection and relevant clauses. So depending on the type of property, it has its own relevancy. In addition, of course, if it's falling under REDMA and it's a developer that is building a condominium or townhouses, that is a totally different contract and totally different clauses and terms, which usually provided by the developer. And if you don't have a familiarity with the pre-sale or these sort of pre-construction purchases, I made a video, you can refer to it just right up there. There are quite a bit of video that I made in regards to pre-sale and pre-construction. You can take a note. And last thing I want to make sure before we finish this video, it's about GST. And if there is a property that's never occupied as a brand new property you're purchasing, it definitely gets a GST. Now GST also, it could be part of the negotiation, but as a buyer, you should be always aware that there is 5% GST on top of the purchase price. Whatever you negotiate with the seller, you need to pay for. Thanks for watching this, and I'll be making more video as informative as this. So if you have any question like my teammate has and you want it to be turned into video for you, put it in the comment below. I promise it will be a weekly question and answer.